Your 10 at 10 continues with story number 4. Fire victims of a certain age are facing a unique set of challenges. We're talking about the elderly, from starting over in their golden years to navigating technology that may be foreign to them during the recovery process. Our Christine Lazar spoke with a couple who lost their homes in the Palisades fire. So, Christine, how are they doing?
They're struggling, and everyone is struggling who's lost a home. But I call these super seniors, right? We're not talking about 50, 60, even 70. We're talking about people in their 80s and 90s who truly believed that they would die in their homes. And now they're faced with not just the technology to navigate, but also, do I have enough time left to rebuild my life? They've been forced to start over at a time when they thought there would be no more surprises in their lives.
For me, it was my life. I loved it. I loved my neighbors. I loved the home. I was happy to be there for the rest of my life.
Bobby and Gerald Watkins plan to live out the rest of their lives at their home in the Palisades. She is 88. He turns 97 this month.
We had this apartment or condo, which was fully paid, mortgage-free, and we just thought, this is it. This is the life that we want to lead for the rest of our lives.
This is their condo now, one of the thousands of homes destroyed in the Palisades fire. The couple were the last in the complex to leave. They left with almost nothing. What did you take with you?
Far too little. She took a slightly larger overnight bag, and I took a very small overnight bag, basically just with medicines and the change of underwear, and that was
We really thought we'd be coming back.
Gone are their family photos. Thankfully, a relative had this copy from their wedding day. Their records also destroyed.
Birth certificates, marriage certificates, the entire lifetime of what one collects.
But it's not just the belongings they lost.
It's very hard to start life anew at the age of 97. That's really what gets me.
A life full of history. Gerald is a Holocaust survivor. He was only 10 years old when he was separated from his parents, when he was sent on a kinder transport from Vienna to France. Do you feel like the struggles you had as a child prepared you at all for the struggles you're facing now?
I don't know. When you look back, nothing seemed as bad as it actually was.
But now, with the wisdom of nearly 2 centuries between them, the couple feels their loss deeply.
When you've saved all your life and been prudent and managed to get a place that you feel you could live, where you could live for the rest of your life, and then poof, overnight, it's just gone. And you look around and say, what do I do now?
It's a common sentiment among elderly fire victims, according to Keck School of Medicine Doctor of Geriatrics, Laura Mosqueda.
The issue of starting over when you're at the end of your life is a large philosophical and existential issue, in addition to being a practical issue for older adults. I met a lady who's 101 years old, didn't know if she had a place to go back to, and the idea of starting over was a very difficult concept for her.
And then there are the issues that advanced age brings. Though mobile and very healthy, Gerald had a stroke a few years back and uses a walker. His eyesight is also failing.
So Bobby's really got to do most of the work now on the computer and all the arrangements that we have to make to find new accommodation.
It's a task that's proved difficult for the seniors. They only share one cell phone and struggle to navigate a computer. They're competing with thousands of other fire victims looking for housing, many of whom are younger and more tech savvy. The Watkins still haven't found a place to live and are staying with friends.
And of course, everybody's being told to go online. The GoFundMe campaigns are not as familiar to that cohort in general. And just accessing everything from FEMA resources to how do I get my place cleaned up, let alone if they lost their place entirely, how to cope with everything that goes along with losing a house.
Despite having to start over at such a late season in life, the Watkins have maintained a positive outlook.
I'm just happy to be alive, I guess, and I'm very glad that you were able to interview us and tell our story.
It was an honor, a lot to learn from people like Bobby and Gerald. They haven't decided yet if they will rent or buy again. They worry they may not get their insurance payout in a timely manner because, again, it's a condo, so multiple people have to get that payment, meaning time may run out for them before they can re-enter the real estate market again. And one thing I didn't even have time to bring up, the doctor was telling me there are fire victims who have dementia and Alzheimer's. Imagine explaining and helping someone who has that kind of cognitive decline. So it's a really tough thing emotionally, physically, all of that.
Well, we're glad that you're trying to help. So
yeah,
thank you, Christine.
and I do want to mention we have some resources on our website, kcalnews.com/seen on TV. If you have a senior that you know who's gone through this, there's some resources there.
Even better. Thank you.
Now you can get your KCAL news, weather, and live stream all in one place on the CBS News app. Download it free today.